Good evening, everyone. Today is August 3rd, 2026. It is about 7 p.m., and this is a meeting of the Troy City Council. I'd ask that everyone please silence their cell phones or any other electronic devices so that we don't have interruptions during the meeting. And tonight, our invocation is going to be led by Councilman Todd Sievert, and we shall all rise.
Let us pray. Holy Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather today in service to our community. We are grateful for the many blessings you bestowed upon our city, our neighborhood, and our families. As I heard in yesterday's homily through the prophet Isaiah, you remind us that faith is demonstrated through compassion and care to those in need. Help us make decisions regarding the worth and value of all citizens and support civil debate to satisfy your desired outcome. Lord, continue to protect our first responders, city staff, and all those who serve with courage and dedication, as well as their families who support this noble duty. Grant this body wisdom, vision, and discernment, and may our decisions be respectful, our decisions thoughtful, and our actions fulfill your will. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Snee?
Here.
Mr. Twist?
Here.
Mrs. Westphal?
Here.
Mr. Sievert?
Present.
Mrs.
Present.
Marshall?
Here.
Mr. Schilling?
Present.
Ms. Hickman?
Here.
Mr. Whitten?
Here.
Mr. Phillips?
Here.
All members of council are present.
Thank you, ma'am. I will let you all know that we have a very long agenda this evening, so we're going to be here for quite some time. So if you do have remarks, I would hope that you would be concise and condensed and not repetitive if you're following behind somebody on the same topic. This is just a little general thing to prepare you for a long night here, so just dig in, but we'll get through it. Tonight we have a Troy Takahashi student delegation members who are present, and Mrs. Knight, you're going to introduce them?
Yes, for the information of council and those present, on this coming Friday, there will be 14 students and 4 adults, members of the Troy Takahashi student delegation who will be leaving Troy, going 6,700 miles to our sister city. We'll be returning on the 16th. We have tonight with us 5 of the students who are here, and there are 2 of us adult delegation members, and if they would please stand. And Julia Niles, I will mention this. She's wearing her shirt so we can embarrass her. She was one of the first students to go to Takahashi City in 1991. She's wearing her 1991 shirt, and she's going to be accompanied by her daughter this year. So that's very nice. She is returning back after a long while, as will I after a long while. So would you like the students to introduce themselves?
If one by one, if you want to come to the microphone and just give us your name.
Hello, I'm Rita Kelly, and I'm 14. I'll be embarking on this journey.
Thank you.
I'm Emerson Graves. I'm 13, and I will also be going to Japan.
I wondered why your dad was here tonight.
I'm Leighton Niles. I'm 14, and I'm also going to Japan.
I'm Francesca Simmons. I'm 14. I will be going to Japan.
Thank you.
I'm Madeline Simmons. I'm 12, and I am also going to Japan.
And we have another student. Introduce yourself.
Come on up to the microphone and give us your name, please.
My name is Charlotte Tremblay.
And you will be going to Takahashi with us? Yes. And then also in the back is her father, Nate Tremblay, who will be one of the adult delegates. So.
Are you related to Doug Tremblay?
Yes, I am.
Okay, very good.
Can you see the resemblance?
I could. Just wanted to embarrass Doug.
So we are all very much looking forward to this journey. We've been many months in the planning. It's going to be a long trip during very hot and humid weather, but there's a lot of things that are exciting that's been planned for the students, and we're so much looking forward to it.
Thank you. Get prepared for a very long trip.
Yes.
Get your rest.
And I told them they could leave after they were introduced.
Cool. You may. We'll give you a minute to get out of here. Mrs. Knight, would you please read a summary of the minutes from July 20?
Minutes of Council, July 20, 2026. The recycling award presentation was made by the Mayor. Committee reports, Committee of the Whole. Council President Roselle read a report regarding intersection improvements to West Main and Experiment Farm Roads, Stanville Road intersection, with no legislation to be done at this time, but the majority of the members of council were in favor of the roundabout. Law and Ordinance Committee reported regarding 2 liquor license permits that had been sent to the city by the state. There were no resolutions. Ordinance number O29-2026, a moratorium on gasoline stations, was given second reading and discussed. Following various comments, council adjourned at 7:55.
Move to accept the minutes as read.
Second. We have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second by Mr. Wooden to accept the minutes. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
Thank you. Before we get into the committee reports, it's very odd to see me up here. It only happens about twice a year. I will say that our mayor is out of state right now, so President of Council Bill Roselle sits in at the Mayor Pro Tem spot. So the President Pro Tem is myself, and so that's why you're seeing me up here tonight instead of Mr. Roselle. We're going to start off with the Finance Committee and Chairman Todd Sievert.
Thank you. The first report I have today is concerning the Uniform Depository Act. Committee members Westfall and Sievert met July 27 to review the city auditor's recommendation for authorizing bank depository agreements for the next 5-year period. The committee supports the recommendation of the city auditor and recommends that legislation be prepared to authorize bank depository agreements with U.S. Bank National Association, First Financial Bank, Fifth Third Bank National Association, Park National Bank, Minster Bank, and Greenville Federal. With the August 22nd expiration of the current agreements, the committee supports the legislation being presented as an emergency measure. Respectfully submitted, Mr. Whidden, Mrs. Westfall, and myself as chairman.
Any questions or comments?
Moving on. The next committee report is the application for the U.S. Economic Development Administration Fiscal Year 2025 Disaster Supplemental Grant, Troy Industrial Park North Improvements. On July 27th, committee members met to discuss a grant opportunity for possible funding for future utility improvements on Experiment Farm Road related to the Industrial Park North site. It is the recommendation of this committee that legislation be prepared authorizing the Director of Public Service and Safety to submit an application to the U.S. Economic Development Administration Fiscal Year 2025 EDA Disaster Supplemental Grant funding for the utility work for the Industrial Park North improvements and to execute any related documents. As this is an open cycle grant until fundings are expired, and it is expected that a large number of applications will be submitted, the committee supports emergency legislation so that city application can be submitted as soon as possible for consideration. Respectfully submitted, Mrs. Westfall, Mr. Whidden, and myself as chairman.
Any comments or questions on this item?
Seeing none, the next report is on amending CDBG loan to Speak Easy Ramen LLC. Committee members met on July 27 to discuss the recommendation of the Loan Review Committee to authorize a second amendment to the Speak Easy Ramen LLC CDBG Economic Development Loan for the property at 101 West Main Street to permit interest-only payments for 4 months commencing September 1st, 2026. It is noted that the payments are being made in compliance with the terms and conditions of the current loan agreement. It is the recommendation of this committee that legislation be prepared to amend the CDBG Economic Development Loan to Speak Easy Ramen LLC for the property at 101 West Main Street to permit interest-only payments for 4 months commencing September 1st, 2026. The committee supports emergency legislation so that interest-only payments can commence September 1st. Respectfully submitted, Mrs. Westfall, Mr. Whitten, and myself as chairman.
Any comments or questions on this item? Please proceed.
The last item, I think, I have a couple more, is the CBD loan application for Smith's Boathouse Restaurant, LLC. On July 27th, committee members met to consider the recommendation of the Loan Review Committee that a new loan be approved from the Small Business Development SBD Revolving Loan Fund to Smith's Boathouse Restaurant, LLC, for funds to assist with improvements to the city-owned Treasure Island Marina building located at 439 North Elm Street. This loan would be combined with an existing loan. The detailed report includes information on the background of the business and the loan details. The committee recommends that legislation be prepared authorizing approval of the SBD loan to Smith's Boathouse Restaurant, LLC. This committee supports emergency legislation so that the SBD loan can be closed without delay. Respectfully submitted, Mr. Whitten, Mrs. Westfall, and myself as chairman.
Any comments or questions on this item? Seeing none?
Thank you. And the last item before us from the Finance Committee today is a CDBG revolving loan fund application for Synergy Point LLC, DBA Rudy Smokehouse. On July 27th, committee members met to consider the recommendation of the Loan Review Committee that a new loan of $294,160.84 be approved from the CDBG Economic Development Revolving Loan Fund to Synergy Point LLC, DBA Rudy Smokehouse, to finance the purchase of restaurant equipment for a new location located at 111 West Water Street. The detailed report includes information on the background of the businesses and the loan details. The committee recommends the legislation be prepared authorizing the approval of a CDBG ED revolving loan fund to Synergy Point LLC as outlined above so that the legislation can be authorized for the application to be filed with the ODOD. The committee supports emergency legislation so that a CDBG ED RLF application can be submitted to the ODOD and the loan can be closed without delay. Respectfully submitted, Mrs. Westfall, Mr. Whitten, and myself as, maybe I should just say chairman instead of chairman, so we can use acronyms for everything.
You can breathe now.
I can breathe now. Thank you,
Any
Mr.
comments
President.
or questions on this item? Thank you. All right, our next committee report will be the Safety and Health, and Chairman, Mr. Twist.
Thank you, Mr. President. On July 27th, this committee met to review amending ordinance sections regarding rabies vaccinations and the current requirement of dogs to wear dog tags. Proposed amendment would maintain the ordinance public health purpose while aligning with current veterinarian practices, making it easier to enforce, and ensuring the responsibility of the pet owners are not subject to citation solely because they have received a valid 3-year rabies vaccination or their dog is not wearing the vaccination tag. It is the recommendation of this committee that legislation be prepared amending Ordinance Section 505.15 to provide for a rabies vaccination to be considered current for the period specified on the vaccination certificate issued by the administrating veterinarian, and that the owner or keeper of that dog shall, upon request of a law enforcement officer, provide proof the dog has a current rabies vaccination. This is respectfully submitted. Todd Sievert, Bobby Phillips, and myself as chair.
Any comments or questions on this item? Seeing none, no, that's the only one you had.
Do I have a second?
Oh, you do have the second.
Yeah. Number 2, we met on July 27th to consider legislation that would prohibit persons from living and or residing in an automobile, trailer, house trailer, camper, van, truck, pickup truck, recreational vehicle, boat, or any other vehicle or equipment on the public right-of-way. The purpose of the legislation is to have more specific language to assure that the police department can provide enforcement. It is a recommendation of the committee that legislation be prepared that would prohibit persons from living and or residing in an automobile, trailer, house trailer, camper, van, truck, pickup truck, recreational vehicle, boat, or other vehicle or equipment on the public right-of-way. The committee supports emergency legislation so that the provision be effective as soon as possible. Respectfully submitted by Todd Sievert, Bobby Phillips, and myself as chair.
Thank you. Any comments or questions on this item?
I have a comment, Mr. Phillips.
Certainly.
In light of some discussions that have been held with the law director in some Supreme Court cases, Johnson versus Grants Pass and Joel versus City of Orlando, I think it's prudent that we slow roll this a little bit and make sure that we're accomplishing all the things that need to be done. I have spoken to the chairman of this committee and also to Mr. Phillips, my subsequent member, as well as some members of council and some members in the community. And so I would respectfully ask the permission of the chairman to sort of step back, make sure that the language, we only got it on Friday, that it's appropriate and applicable and serves the purpose that I think was the intent of this committee.
So, Mr. Kerber, as to per our conversations, we do need a motion on this.
Well, it would be appropriate once the ordinance is called, and you could entertain a motion to refer this matter back to the committee to consider, do a further study on what the committee thinks is appropriate. But that would require a roll call vote at that point in time.
So we'll do this at the appropriate reading by Mrs. Knight when we get to that on the agenda. Any other comments or questions?
So there's going to be a motion to send it back to committee?
There will be when the first reading occurs.
Yes.
Okay, and our...
I am in agreement after speaking with yourself and Todd that this is the best recommendation to send it back.
Thank you, sir. We have one last committee report, and it is Streets and Sidewalks Committee. On July 27, committee members Phillips and Schilling met to consider recommending the resolution of necessity for Phase 17 of the sidewalk replacement, which is a missing gap program. Phase 17 includes 14 parcels where sidewalk gaps have been identified. These property owners will be given a date by which a permit for the work must be made, and thereafter the repairs will be made by the city. It is a recommendation of this committee that the resolution of necessity be prepared for Phase 17 of the sidewalk replacement missing gap program. And this is respectfully submitted by Mr. Schilling, Mrs. Marshall, and myself as chair. We have no other committee reports tonight. Moving along, now is the time where we entertain citizen resident comments on any of the items on the agenda tonight. Again, we come to the microphone. Please identify yourself by name and address. You have a 2-minute time limit, and Mr. Kerber is our timekeeper. So if you'd be concise in that to get on all the things you want to say, that would be appreciated. So anyone having any comments, questions on any of the items on our agenda tonight, please come forward.
Hello. Good evening.
Excuse me. Pull the microphone down just a little bit at the top of it.
Oh, the top.
There
of
you
it.
go.
Is that better? Okay. Good evening. My name's Nikki DeMars, and I live at 514 Peters Avenue. and I'm here tonight regarding ordinance 0322026, which would prohibit public habitation in vehicles. First of all, I am really happy to hear that it's going back to the committee, because I feel like there's a lot more that probably needs to be looked at with that. But what I really wanted to say is that the solution that was reached seems very cruel and unhelpful to me. The issue that this ordinance is meant to address is homelessness, but giving people citations for sleeping in their vehicles doesn't solve that problem. It only exacerbates the crisis that those people are in. Just a few years ago, my kids and I found ourselves without a home. And so I know firsthand that if I was to have to move my car, to go find another place to sleep, or if I had to put out money to pay a citation, I might not have money to get gas to go to work in the morning or to feed my kids. So I really think we need to think about the humanity of these people when we're making ordinances. So other cities have opened public parking lots to homeless families to give them a safe place to stay, or given vouchers to hotels. There are a lot of other solutions we could consider, and so I just hope that we will take things like that into consideration and spend a little bit of time thinking through this issue instead of jumping to solutions. Thank you.
I might add to your comments there, or just for your edification, pay attention to our website when the committee does meet. Therefore, I would encourage you to come back at that time and then present answers to the very questions that you posed, solutions, that sort of thing. That would be very helpful.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Bradley Beringer, 105 Crestwood Drive. We are all one step away from homelessness. It only takes one thing to happen to us, any of us in this room, and we will be out on the street. Whether it's a natural disaster, a fire, losing a job, whatever. I think that this is actually a solution in search of a problem. We've already got laws on the books that say you cannot park on the street for more than 72 hours. Now, obviously, those rules are not being enforced. So why not enforce those rules instead of creating a whole new level of criminal activity? And really, to be honest with you, I'll tack on to what Nikki said. It is cruel to criminalize being homeless. I think a solution to this would be we need to find a way to have more services for homeless people in Miami, not just in Troy, but in Miami County. We currently have inadequate homelessness facilities, and there's somebody else that's going to speak on that, so I won't steal her thunder too much. Instead of sending this back to committee, let's just kill it tonight. Be done with it. Kill it tonight, because I don't think anything that this committee would come up with is going to be any better than what I have seen. Thank you.
Dana Schilling, 1 West Franklin Street, Troy, Ohio. This is kind of health, safety, and the planning and everything. I've wanted to talk about this for a long time. Our Troy Community Park, it looks like terrible. We have lovely shelters. Last weekend, a whole huge family was there using all the equipment. And our equipment, I realized we maybe can't afford equipment. But if you go to Tip, Sydney, Vandalia, any of those towns, they don't have chip mulch there anymore. They either have AstroTurf or this spongy, even Springfield, this spongy kind of stuff. If they could just fix the bottom of the playground so it would be nicer, because your kids come home with all that mulch stuff in your shoes and everything. So one other quick thing about the data centers, because we're still doing the planning thing there. I would like to...
Yes, ma'am, you're correct. Thank you, sir. That item is not on our agenda, so it's out of order at that moment.
You're talking about the planning in the industrial park down this way, right?
No, we're not.
No?
No, all of the items that we talked about or that are listed on our agenda are the only items that
So when can we talk
Mr.
about,
President,
At the
hang on
end.
just a second.
when can we talk about that again?
At the end of the meeting.
At the end?
At the
Okay.
end of the meeting would be perfect.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Steve Henderson at 975 Dickerson. I just want to remind you, let's go through a little bit of history that we went through. Earlier this year, we found out oh my God, there's too many gas stations in Troy, so we ought to stop them all. So one thing led to another, and then we wound up, we said, does anybody get any applications in? Of course not. So we had a moratorium. Moratorium number 1. Then we had moratorium number 2, and we keep going on. And we had people come up from out of town saying, oh my God, you can't do that. And it may be legal or illegal or whatever, but we want you to kind of take a look at this and modify your stance on that. And the city's response was, heck no. Not only this time you ask about it, the next time they came and asked about it, the answer was the same. No, no, and no. So then people got together and then decided, okay, let's look at the UDC. And UDC agreed that and say, if you got a 50,000 square foot building, you can have pumps. Then cooler heads prevailed. We said, okay, if it's 10,000 square feet and more than half of that is dedicated to food, you can have as many pumps as you want. And you can even hide them behind the building if you want to. Then somebody decided, that's a good idea. Planning Commission meets and says, hey, let's take that 10,000 square foot deal and the pumps and let's put it into the current zoning law. Zippity-doo-dah. So after 60 to 90 seconds of careful consideration, the Planning Commission says, yes, indeed, let's put that in the current rules. I try not to get cynical as I get older, but I'm going to tell you, it's getting tough. Have we now opened the door to every Wawa wannabe in town now? It's a perfect setup for all these Wawas and everything else that have food service and pumps and everything else.
Time.
I know. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, sir.
I wish we all had more.
Good evening, Deb Hogshead, 421 South Plum Street here in Troy. I'm not very good at editing on the fly, but I'm going to try. I agree with Nikki DeMars that I'm glad you're taking, first of all, let me say I'd like to comment on the ordinance prohibiting public habitation in vehicles. And I agree with Nikki DeMars that it's a good thing you're taking this back to committee. And I will add that, given the high cost of living and challenges associated with affordable housing, I myself am very concerned that this ordinance, all that it does is punish vulnerable people, compounding their difficulties. And these days, we know that even people working full-time have trouble finding places they can afford. And I also hope the city has plans or will make plans in place for directing violators, if you keep this ordinance, but directing people to where they might safely park or otherwise find lodging. Compassion and care. That was part of the prayer. And I can't add anything else. Nikki was talking from personal experience. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Tanya Catron, 725 South Mulberry Street. And I'm here to talk about two of the ordinances, 032-2026 and 029-2026, because in my view, those go hand in hand, because we're wanting to punish people for being unhoused and living in their cars, and yet there's one men's shelter with 8 beds and a women's shelter that only takes women with children in Troy. So there's no resources. So we're wanting to jump to the extreme when we don't even have systems in place. Every day I work with people that are unhoused in Troy and Miami County and throughout the state. We don't have systems in place. And so to continue the moratorium on the social services residents that somehow got looped in with the gas stations. I don't understand. To continue that moratorium until November without there being resources available and then wanting to criminalize it, I don't think that's what's best for people. Enforcement has never solved homelessness. Cities that have low homelessness rates are the ones with the resources, like with outreach people, behavioral health, domestic violence, things like that. So I appreciate that it's going back to committee, and I will be to follow up at committee. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Matt Breen, 1435 Edinburgh Drive. I wanted to ask a little bit about the reason for modifying the loan to be for interest only. Just is it a hardship change, or just a little more justification on why we're willing to change that?
What do you want to do? There was
You're at the revolving loan committee that saw that?
yes, the facility started out as a speakeasy ramen.
And it was delicious.
They have, well, we don't get to decide what a person puts in, but so she transferred to a new concept that is in conjunction with her other restaurant on 571. As a result of that, the speakeasy in Springfield was put up for sale. That sale has not completed yet, and so she had a little bit of a request to sort of, hey, I really want to go to this new venue, and as a result of that, would you agree to forestall, make these interest only for 4 months until I can conclude the sale of my other restaurant? Then I'll bring you current. And if it probably wasn't in the committee report, but I believe this to be accurate, and Mr. Frigge can correct me if I'm wrong. It's only a forbearance, so it will get added back to the end of the loan. So it's not as if they're getting, that we're eliminating it in its entirety. It's just sort of a shifting of monies to be added to the end so that we can keep that. And I will encourage people to go there. Let's make her successful.
Mm-hmm. So essentially kind of a bridge loan for, like, compared to a homeowner while they're moving or something like
Probably.
that.
That's a good way to do it.
Thank you.
Mr. Kerber, could you, I'm sorry, yeah, never mind.
I'll come up a little bit. You don't have to. Thank you. My name is Heather Sturgill. I live at 323 East Main Street, Troy, here in Troy. And I'm speaking about the homeless in cars. First, I'm glad that it's being postponed and not being addressed as an emergency ordinance. But like what happens to their vehicles and their stuff, impound costs, I think is just going to compound an already intolerable situation for people, and that seems very not good. Incarceration makes it more difficult to get housing later and to get a job later. And where are we going to put those that we incarcerate? Didn't the jail levy just fail? So there's that. Then there's the added cost to us of housing them. I believe the going cost is anywhere from $65 to $117 a day. So there's that. Then what about, do we have a community resource officer on the Troy Police Department that can share resources on where to find housing or assistance, or where to find a better job or anything like that that people might need. And along those lines, we're talking about if someone couldn't cover the cost of rent, they're not likely to be able to afford to be able to get their car out of impound, to afford rent plus a deposit plus application fees to get another house or other housing. And I found out that the cheapest apartment studio right now, 350 square feet, is about $1,490 upfront cost.
Ms. Sturgill, I'm sorry, Mr. Kerber has called time on you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Okay.
Thank you very much, though. Be sure to, as I said earlier, to monitor when the committee report is and come back then.
Yes.
Anyone else have any comments on any of the agenda items?
Yes, hello, my name is Gerald Sturgill. I'm at 323 East Main Street. This is about the ordinance 032-2026. What I want to just include here is that there are six, as I understand it, there are 6 things that they would ticket somebody for. Or, if they sleeve one of these 6 things, they'd get a ticket for it. And they would need 2 of them to actually give that ticket. And those things are windows covering or curtains for privacy, not for sun or weather protection, bedding or pillows visible inside, set up for regular sleeping, just by itself, cooking equipment, stoves or food prep gear right in or right next to the vehicle vehicle hooked up to outside power, water, or sewage line, personal items like clothes, toiletry, furniture stored inside like a home. The same person seen sleeping in the vehicle more than 3 times over 72 hours. Now, I know our police have a lot to do than to walk around and look in every car window they see to detect these sort of things. But only 2 of those, and I've had some stuff thrown in my car that someone might have thought was that. Anyway, so you could end up getting people citations who aren't even living in their vehicle. They're way too vague. And the other thing, of course, is if you had a friend come in an RV and they plug up outside and spend the night or something, boom, they got them. Other than that, I think it's cruel and unusual punishment to folks who are barely holding their own, living in their cars, if that's what they're actually doing. And I would like to know that since this is such an emergency ordinance that's been brought forward, what happened that justified this emergency? Did somebody find a whole bunch of people living out on the streets all in is that what happened? What brought this forward in the first place? I would like to know that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, last call. All right, moving along. As no other folks coming to the microphone, the citizen comments are concluded. We'll move into resolutions now, and Mrs. Knight, would you please read ordinance R39, 2026?
Resolution number R39, 2026. Resolution authorizing the Director of Public Service and Safety of the City of Troy, Ohio, to file a grant application with the U.S. Economic Development Administration, EDA, under the FY 2025 Disaster Supplemental Grant Program for funding to support utility improvements on Experiment Farm Road and declaring an emergency. This is the first reading.
Move to suspend.
Second.
We have a motion to suspend by Mr. Schilling and a second by Mr. Whidden. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall? Yes. Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
No. Motion, yes. Oh. Question back to me.
I apologize.
If you would, please.
I don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Gotcha. We do have a motion by Mr. Whidden. I need a second.
Second.
We have a second by Mrs. Westfall. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Mrs. Knight, would you please read ordinance R40, 2026?
Resolution number R40, 2026. Resolution amending the loan to Speakeasy Raymond LLC for loan assistance from the CDBG Economic Development Revolving Loan Fund and declaring an emergency. This is based on the recommendation of the Revolving Loan Committee. This is the first reading.
Move to suspend?
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Sievert and Mrs. Westfall. Were you the second?
No.
Oh, Mrs. Snee. Mrs. Snee is the second. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second?
Do we have any questions on the item? Hearing none? Mrs. Westfall, you had the motion, and the second was Mr. Sievert? Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll? I'm sorry, it just happens, my hearing on the right side, I'm not picking up very much, so I apologize for that.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Mrs. Knight, would you please read Resolution R41, 2026?
Resolution number R41, 2026. Resolution approving the application of Smith's Boathouse Restaurant, LLC, for assistance from the Small Business Development Revolving Loan Fund and declaring an emergency. This is the first reading, also recommended by the Loan Review Committee. First reading.
Move to suspend?
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Sievert and a second by Mr. Twist. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second by Ms. Hickman. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Mrs. Knight, would you please read Resolution R43, 2026?
42.
42.
How about 42? 42, I'm sorry.
Resolution number R42, 2026. Resolution approving the application of Synergy Point LLC for loan assistance from the CDBG Economic Development Revolving Loan Fund and declaring an emergency. This is also recommended by the Loan Review Committee. This is the first reading.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second by Ms. Hickman. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second?
We have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second by Mrs. Westfall. Mrs. Knight, would you please? I'm sorry. Do we have any questions? Seeing none, we have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second by Mrs. Westfall. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Mrs. Knight, would you please read R 43, 2026?
Resolution number R 43, 2026. Resolution declaring the necessity of Phase 17 of the Sidewalk Replacement and Missing Gap Program in the City of Troy, Ohio. This will now permit staff to notify those properties where the improvements are to be made to give them opportunity to file a permit to do so. This is the first reading.
Move to suspend the three reading rule?
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Whidden and a second by Mr. Twist. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Move to adopt. Or second.
We have a motion by Mrs. Snee and a second by Mr. Twist. Mrs. Knight, would you please?
Questions?
I'm sorry. Do we have any questions? Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
And our last resolution of the night, Mrs. Knight, would you please read R 44, 2026?
Resolution number R 44, 2026. Resolution authorizing the Director of Public Service and Safety of the City of Troy, Ohio, to provide additional payment to the Ohio Department of Transportation for the city's share of the project cost of resurfacing improvements to Experiment Farm Road from North Corporation Limit to West Main Street, State Route 41, within the corporation limit of the City of Troy, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. The Council had previously approved ODOT proceeding with this project and making payment for the city's share. ODOT advised that the bids came in slightly over the estimate, and this is to cover the additional $20,000 up to that amount for the city's additional cost. First reading.
Move to suspend the rules?
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Whidden and a second by Mr. Twist to suspend the rules. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second by Ms. Hickman. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the... Do we have any questions? I don't know why can't get that into the routine. 17 years of habits.
Mrs. Marshall? Yes. Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
The resolution is adopted.
That was our last resolution of the evening. We'll move along to our ordinances, and Mrs. Knight, would you please read ordinance 29, 2026?
Ordinance number O29, 2026. An ordinance declaring a moratorium extension for a period of 90 days on the processing, issuance, and approval of new applications for community-oriented residential social service facilities, and on the processing, issuance, and approval of new applications for automobile fuel dispensing stations and automobile service stations in the city of Troy, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. This is the third reading.
Any motions?
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion to adopt by Mrs. Snee, and Mr. Twist
Yep.
was the second. Mrs. Knight, are there any questions? Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Schilling?
No.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
No.
Mr. Siebert?
I need to abstain based upon a professional conflict.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted.
Moving along, Mrs. Knight, would you please read ordinance 030, 2026?
Ordinance number 030, 2026. Ordinance authorizing the deposit of public funds of the City of Troy, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. The auditor is required to request bids for the deposit of public funds every 5 years, which he has done so. And the current agreements expire on August 22nd. First reading.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second by Mr. Wooden. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second by Mr. Sievert. Any questions? Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted.
Mrs. Knight, would you please read ordinance 031, 2026?
Ordinance number 031, 2026. An ordinance amending section 505.15 of the codified ordinances of the City of Troy, Ohio, related to dog anti-rabic vaccine. This is the first reading.
Move to suspend.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second by Mrs. Snee. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Twist and a second. I think Ms. Hickman squeaked out a second on that. Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll? Or, excuse me, are there any questions? Seeing none, Mrs. Knight, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Snee?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
The ordinance is adopted.
Moving along to ordinance 032, 2026, and Mr. Grant, this will just take a simple vote on this one to move it to...
After it's read.
After it's read. Any comments by anybody on this before it's read? Okay. Mrs. Knight, would you please read 032, 2026?
Ordinance number 032, 2026. An ordinance establishing section 521.13 of the codified ordinances of the City of Troy, Ohio, prohibiting public habitation in vehicles and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
based upon our discussions, current law, discussions with the law director, council members, concerns and questions arising as this, as well as public comments heard tonight, I would respectfully move that this matter be transferred back to committee.
And is that in the form of a motion?
That is in the form, I move that occur.
Second.
Any comments additional? We have
I have a clarification question. So that committee meeting would be on the 31st, since we have 5 Mondays? I mean, that's what it's going back to committee, right? Because
Yes.
based on the
Yes.
chief's conflicts?
That's fine, the 31st. I'm sorry, I did not know who made the second. I did not hear.
Mr. Sievert made the motion and Mr. Schilling made the second.
Thank you.
So just to clarify then, Ms. Knight, so the people in the audience and as well as the public can hear, the committee meeting will be August 31st?
At 6 o'clock.
At 6 o'clock? Is that your understanding?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Right.
The last day of the month.
That'll be,
You all right with that one, Chief?
Well,
council meeting on the third. So it goes to the council meeting on the 13th.
In the East
He
Chambers?
couldn't meet on the third week, one of the fourth week.
I'm going to be gone the last week of August, so I would like to attend, so either the 31st would be the next.
could we work this out after?
Yeah,
And-
well, I think as long as it's announced to the public, so we'll announce it.
We'll have the normal
Tomorrow morning.
announcements, and Mr. Rozell will work with Mrs. Knight when he calls for that committee meeting.
Perfect, thank you.
Sometime around the end of August or the 1st of September.
Or we don't have to do it on a Monday, we can do it 50 days.
Okay. Once we make everybody sure that they can be here. Gotcha. Mrs. Knight, would you please read ordinance O3320?
We have
I'm sorry.
vote
I'm sorry.
to resend it back.
On the motion.
So much confusion, I forgot. Go right ahead with the roll call, please.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Whidden?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mrs. Snead?
Yes.
The motion is adopted.
Mrs. Knight, would you please read ordinance O332026?
Ordinance number 033-2026, an ordinance changing the zoning of parcel ID number D08011550 in the city of Troy, Ohio, from B3 Central Business District and R5 Single Family Residential District to R5 Single Family Residential District. This is the address of 28 West Canal Street. This has been recommended for rezoning by the Troy Planning Commission. There will be public hearing at the next council meeting.
Gotcha.
First reading.
Which will be August 17th.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That is the conclusion of our business portion of the evening. Moving on to communications and announcements. And tonight, Mr. Rozell, do you have anything?
It is city related. For anybody that doesn't know or hasn't heard or wants to attend, the city lost an employee and a very popular face back in June. Mr. Michael Ham's funeral will be tomorrow at 10:30 at St. Pat's Troy, 409 East Main Street. And following Mass, there'll be a celebration of life lunch. After that at the Perry Center, which is behind the school. Any and all people are welcome to come. And if you choose to do that, that's all I say. And thank you for the wonderful job in adjusting to the our implemented procedures tonight, Mr. Phillips.
Thank you. Director of Public Service and Safety, Mr. Tittering.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Couple of items. First of all, and I just lost it. The dye mill facility, it does remain open, but it did change its hours and days a little bit with the mid-season, I guess. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and then Saturday from 9 to 3, just to note that through the rest of the season. We do have National Night Out tomorrow night at Community Park, begins at 5 o'clock. I believe I was asked the question either the last meeting or 2 meetings ago as to whether or not the roundabout would be open. It will not, for 2 reasons. I could blame the police and fire departments since they'd prefer it to be closed. They're not displeased that it's going to be closed, but we are waiting for the final installation on the streetlights around the roundabout because they are the black decorative streetlights.
Very
I
good.
want to repeat that. They are the black decorative streetlights. They should be, weather permitting, installed by the end of the week. Obviously, can't and shouldn't have the event and have the anticipated amount of crowd that we're going to have when it's going to start getting dusk and dark without having those streetlights. and so it will remain closed tomorrow night, but both the police and the fire department will be able to, they tell me, manage the pedestrian traffic. The final thing I'll say, just to address a couple of questions, since not everybody may be able to be at the to-be-determined follow-up committee meeting related to the vehicle, living in the vehicle proposed ordinance. Just want to clarify that our police department always has, does right now, and would continue to provide all the range of services that we try to make available to anyone who's in that situation. That would definitely continue. This ordinance was made necessary because there are every so often someone who refuses to go for a variety of different reasons or to avail themselves of the resources. I'm not saying they're unlimited, but I'm not aware, at least in recent history, where we were not able to assist somebody with some services, because we do have we are the county seat. We do have a variety of resources and quite a bit of different social service organizations that will step up early, often, pretty much always. This event, or one of the events that triggered the need for this legislation or some form of resolution was based on complaints from the neighborhood. That is virtually always, not always, but virtually almost always, what happens and why we have to bring these matters to your attention. We're not out there proactively doing this. We're not knocking on windows. We're not peering into windows. This was residential neighborhood, a well-established, dense neighborhood that was concerned, and so we are following up on their behalf. We will come up with a date, preferably in the next couple of weeks, rather than wait for another number of Mondays, given that we have one of the quarterly fifth Mondays and not everybody can be here. So Mrs. Knight will work to coordinate schedules. I believe that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Moving over to our Director of Law, Mr. Kerber.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no comments this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Our Auditor, Mr. Frigge.
Thank you. I have nothing at this time.
Acceptable. We'll move over here to Mr. Twist.
Just encourage people to go to National Night Out, and thank you for all the comments on the public habitation vehicles. It's very helpful to hear the public, so thank you for coming.
Mrs. Hickman, or Ms. Hickman, excuse me.
It's all right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. It is much appreciated to hear you in person and not just online. And also, Mr. Titterington, where are we at on the downtown streetscape project?
That is still out for bid. We open bids, I believe, either next week or the week after. Is it the 12th, I'm thinking, for some reason? It's coming up short.
So are we anticipating any construction this year then?
We won't know until we open and evaluate and discuss, construction timeframes that are being proposed.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Whitten.
Thank you for everyone who came out tonight. Hear me out. Whether you've been here before or you haven't, this is one of the best meetings we've ever had, most well attended, speaking about different topics, a lot of different topics from people in the audience. So thank you very much for coming out and bringing all those up. If this is your first time in a long time, please come back again. If you're a regular, like the Hendrickson and Mr. Breen, please keep coming back. We have better meetings when you're here. Quick follow-up for Mr. Titterington about the dime-mill hours. Have we ever considered having hours on Sunday? Because that just seems like we should, and I don't know why we don't.
If my recollection serves me, I believe years ago we tried that. With a contractor running it, it's difficult for them to have staff there, but the attendance, the participation by the residents is a lot lower on Sunday. And so over time we've we've monitored who comes when, and these are the hours that work the best.
Thank you.
Mrs. Marshall.
Just like everybody before me, I appreciate everybody's comments, everybody coming out. Despite what everybody seems to say on Facebook, we do listen to you, and we do want to hear from you. So it is much appreciated when you do reach out. It was good. Thank you.
Mr. Schilling.
Again, I think that was a very well-attended meeting tonight, and really appreciate seeing everybody in the audience. And, yeah, come on back. It's always fun here. Thank you.
Mr. Seaver.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just have a couple of quick things. Likewise, I appreciate everybody's comments coming in. I see briefly Police Chief, I think, is right there. You and I have had a conversation about this earlier, but I would like to publicly extend an invitation. One of the issues, I'm not trying to engage debate for tonight, because there'll be time for this down the road, but one of the issues that seems to be percolating in the community is flock cameras, and depending on your schedule, I'd like you to come either September 8th or September 21st to give a presentation to our committee, or to our council with regards to the utilization of flock cameras, how they're being used by the police department, and et cetera. If you would be gracious enough to accommodate us with your time with that, I would appreciate it. Next, or lastly, I see Kelly Snyder back in the audience. I probably have not been in the rec for 30 years, and I had the opportunity to go there 2 weeks ago, I think, and I just wish to extend kudos to Miss Snyder. It's a very clean, well-run, respectful kids, just a really nice job, Kelly, so keep up the good work. That's it.
Mrs. Sneed.
Thank you, and thank everyone for being here tonight. And I would just wish best wishes to our Takahashi student delegation as they get ready to travel and the adults with them. Thanks for having them here tonight. That's all.
Mrs. Westphal.
I guess I'm going to reiterate that I appreciate everybody coming out. And we do need solutions, too, when you make your comments. And there are a lot of resources. Not everybody accepts the resources, and I know that personally. So keep coming, keep offering your solutions. I definitely want to invite everybody to the National Night Out. It is county-wide this year, which means it's really going to be a big event in the city park. It's all free. I think there will be food trucks that will be pay, but there's a lot of vendors. There's a lot of things for the kids to do, a lot of touch-a-truck kind of activities that the kids will love. Hopefully it won't be too complicated to get there. So looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Thank you. Closing remarks tonight from my chair. Excuse me. The service tomorrow for Mr. Ham, I hope it's well attended. I really do. He was an outstanding person, and love that guy. Reminder of National Night Out. I want to just plug that. One reason to come, there's going to be a resolution presented on behalf of the city, and I get to present it. After 30 years of law enforcement and putting together several of these events for my city, it is a really great event. Kids love it and that sort of thing, so it's good to come out. That's all I have on our calendar. We have the 10th of this month, Monday evening at 6 p.m. We will have committee meetings. I don't know what they are. We will have no committee. We have none scheduled.
We had the committee meeting tonight to avoid the 10th.
Gotcha. Okay, so there will be no committee meetings on the 10th, but our next council meeting is August 17th at 7 p.m. in this chamber. Other than that, any comments from the audience this evening? I know you were dying to.
Dana Schilling, 1 West Franklin Street, Troy, Ohio. And thank you for doing the night out. I was a paramedic and worked closely with the police department, and you guys are the best. So I'm glad that for having that, to honor you guys. Okay, data center, you're probably going to hear about this a lot. I'm just more concerned about it, reading some of the things that have been going on with the planning and the development committee. You guys hired a man from Piqua, which I don't have anything to do with that, but he was instrumental in bringing the data center into Piqua, and now he wants more control without having you guys clarify everything. I can see that to a point, but the Chamber of Commerce in Chillicothe is how they ended up with a data center, and he's head of that. So I'm really, really worried and concerned. And I would really, and I'm not the only one, the majority of the people are upset about this. Our county's a farming community. And I'm fine with bringing factories that bring a lot of jobs in, but this place, they don't, and they cause a lot of issues. I would like to see you guys consider a legislative move towards no data centers here. Several other cities are doing this, and like I said, I'm doing the petitioning for the statewide ballot, which allows a small data center, which really doesn't do a whole lot of harm, doesn't cost you a lot of money. But, you know, you could think about that later. But I really feel safer if you just don't know what to call it, a bill, an issue, whatever, to make it, Troy is not open to data centers at this time. And that if you are, that there's a long discussion about it with citizens before it ever gets decided. You know, you want your kids to grow up in this lovely town, in this farming community, and not have to deal with all those other things. And if you bring it into this area, there's so many things that the people can do to make the data center have to spend more money, and actually towns have done this, the communities, and they left. And that's the other thing. You know, these data centers want all this stuff to come in, but they don't want to make sure that they're going to clean up the mess when they leave, and it becomes a Superfund site. So that's something else. I don't think we want a Superfund site anywhere around our city. So that's what I've got to say about it for now. I wish you would consider that, though. Thank you.
Ma'am, just real quick, I just want to clarify one point that you made. The city or city council did not hire Mr. Orbendorf. He's solely an employee of the Troy Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
So you indicated that we hired, and I just want to make sure that's clear that you meant
somebody in the city of Troy did.
Well, nobody in the city of Troy hired him.
Okay, the Chamber of Commerce did.
He is solely an employee of the Chamber of Commerce.
And then he is also head of the developmental Troy TDC,
Troy
right?
Development Council, which is an organization under the Troy Chamber. It has nothing to do with the city.
Okay, well, irregardless, I mean...
No, I appreciate your points. I'm not arguing your points are valid or not. I just want to make it clear because there has been some disinformation about that employee or that status, I guess, of Mr. Obendorfer, and he was not anything to do with this,
you guys.
with us.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I'm concerned is because Chamber of Commerce have brought data centers in. That's the mechanism they use to get into the thing, and everything gets planned out, and boom, all of a sudden there the city council is with a data center they didn't even know was coming in, basically, is what I understand. So I just would like to recommend that you consider making a solution for no data centers in Troy.
Thank
you.
Can I just say one thing, because we get this a lot, and I just want to, I have not spoken to anyone on council who would be in favor of a data center at this time. We have received no legislation about upcoming data centers. I've spoken personally with the Service and Safety Director. He has intimated that there is no plans, no development for a data center, but it is not on the docket for Troy. So I just want to make sure, I get what you're saying, There's nothing coming up before the city for a data center, so.
And that's great, but you know what? There is for Piqua, and the north end of our industrial stuff is right, almost against that. And, I don't really even know what happened in Piqua, how informed anybody was with that, whether it just was there and all decide. I mean, they did the non-disclosure agreements, which are, I just can't even believe that an elected official would think it's okay to sign a non-disclosure, and maybe that happens regularly, but if it does, you guys...
That was addressed at our last meeting,
Was
and
it?
we are not
Okay.
allowed to do that.
Okay, good. Well, maybe there's none planned in the future, but somehow this snuck in on the citizens of Miami County and Piqua, and I would like to have something firmer saying, Troy is not going to accept data centers here. It's going to be no data center free town. I don't see why that would be an issue, and it'd make a lot of people feel a lot better about it, I guess.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, a little latitude was allowed, obviously, but please, all comments come to the chair, and we direct from there. Mr. Titterington?
I just want to follow up on Mr. Wooden's comment that not only have we not gotten any applications, frankly, we do not have any land. I think one of the attractions in Piqua was that they had a very large piece of property that was in the city and that was available, and that at the time was appropriately zoned. Chambers of Commerce can't just approve new developments. Okay, they can introduce them to us, and then everything has to be approved either administratively or through the council, depending on the type of zoning. Now, in our case, not only do we do not have the land. Okay, yes, there is plenty of farmland outside of the city, but the first step would be for them to get our services. Would be they'd have to annex in. So that's the first point where the council would be able to weigh in on that. The second thing is that our UDC, our zoning code update that the Planning Commission is currently looking at to recommend to council, and council will have to approve whatever, does have some very tight controls over any kind of data center project recommended. For example, no land in Troy will be zoned for data centers to be able to just come in like any other industrial or manufacturing plant. They would have to be considered as planned development, so each project would stand on its own, and the council would have to specifically approve it. As part of that approval, there are many conditions that are being proposed in the zoning code to regulate and understand and get some a lot of expert analysis before Planning Commission would recommend and council would approve, such as, there's EPA permitting that would have to be done for any kind of the water that comes out of the plant, particularly if it were to be dumped directly into the river. There are traffic impact studies that would have to be done, noise regulations, buffers. There's just a long laundry list, and I guess my point I'm belaboring is that each project would stand on its own, and the council ultimately would have the authority to, first of all, reject it because they don't like it, or approve it, as recommended, or probably most likely, I think with every PD that the council has approved, there are conditions, pretty strict conditions, that have been and would be put onto that type of project. Because this is data centers, and they would only be allowed to come in as planned development. There are other types of development that do come in as planned developments, and what it does is it gives a lot of flexibility on the kind of features, the kind of restrictions, the kind of conditions that the council wants to see. So they would be very, very heavily regulated.
Well, right now, we've got some, I don't want to say electric cables, electricity, more lines being put in. I'm sure that's for the new data center that they're anticipating coming in. So, and that's on this way. And, it's just amazing how tricky this all worked out. And I don't know whether it was so tricky, it was just that officials didn't let people know. I don't know. But, I don't see that it's such a problem to say at this time we're not going to allow data centers in Troy. And then that being part of Concord Township did sell some of their land, so I guess maybe I need to go to Concord Township trustees and the other townships around to see if they would do the same thing, because, if you guys aren't in charge of out here, and Concord is, then they could bring a data center in. I don't know, you wouldn't have any control over that, right?
We don't. We wouldn't.
No.
Not over the township, no.
So, okay. Or the commissioners, I don't know how that works exactly either, but I don't know. I wish you would consider it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, Bobby. You don't get enough experience up there, do you? Bradley Beringer, 105 Crestwood Drive again. I'm going to say something Patrick just said. He is correct that the city officials can't sign an NDA. But if he thinks the CIC won't sign one, he's deluded in his thinking, because that's how Piqua got theirs. It was through an NDA signed by the Piqua Improvement Corporation. Chris Schmeezing was part of that. And you keep saying, oh, we don't have the land for it, we don't have the land for it. Mr. Titterington said it best, they annex. And you cannot stop the annexation right now. You have to allow it. The way the current law is written, you have to allow it. Under a Type 2 expedited annexation, it cannot be denied.
Well, it potentially could not be denied by the county commissioners.
Correct.
The city always has the choice of whether to accept it or not.
Well, I don't know the law like you do, Mr.
Okay,
Kerber.
I just want to clarify.
I appreciate that, Mr. Kerber. I'm not as well versed in the law.
Yeah.
So there's that.
You did sleep at a Holiday Inn, though.
No.
No, I didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn. I slept at home.
Mr. Beringer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll get to my point. Sorry. Second thing I want to say is directed to you as part of the Public and Health Committee, Mr. Phillips, but also to your two committee members, if I may be permitted to do so. We just passed a moratorium extension tonight on community-oriented services and gas stations. Okay, we passed that. We also just kicked back to your committee the ordinance dealing with public habitation in vehicles. I'd like to ask the members of the committee if there's any way we could hold that ordinance in committee for the duration of the moratorium in order that we can convene some sort of county-wide study group on homelessness to see what kind of resources are out there. Because Mrs. Westfall says there's resources. I don't see them. Ms. Catron said that our women's shelter only allows women with children, no single women. Our men's shelter currently has only, 2 or 3 beds available. So where are those resources that we're talking about? What is out there? And I think if we could get together with some of our county, broader outreach organizations to see if we could come up with a solution that would be the best to help the people. Because I don't think anything we do, whether we do anything or not, that's why I wanted you to kill this tonight. Kill this. Let's get together with our homeless organizations in the county, come up with a solution that is, like what Mr. Sievert said in his prayer tonight, compassionate and caring. Because I don't think that ordinance is too compassionate and caring as it sits right now. So my question to you, Mr. Phillips, can we do that?
The committee can do anything that it wants, quite honestly. So that's the answer.
Okay. So my ask is that you would at least consider that. Thank you.
Anyone else? Last call.
She's coming.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He couldn't see her.
Thank you. I would normally gladly go to the committee meeting, but recently I've had several health issues, and with that going on, I might not be able to make the committee, so I'd like to make a couple more points here and suggestions. I was thinking about a jobs audit. I know a lot of times when people or when businesses come in and they ask for tax breaks or, you know, different things like that, that they do what's called full-time equivalent when they're in their calculations. And also that if there's one manager or executive making a really high salary, it offsets a lot of really low-wage jobs to get that, quote, average pay for the jobs that are coming in. So I was thinking for the jobs audit, could it be what we actually have? How many part-time jobs? How many at what income? Full-time jobs at various income levels. I mean, groups. You don't have to, like, say, you know, $15.33, something like that. But, you know, so that we know what we actually have, so that when you guys make decisions on helping businesses come in, you can ask for what we need. And then, like someone said before, a housing audit, that might be nice, so that we know what's available at what income levels and what might be available on paper, but, you know, it's falling down, so it's uninhabitable. And then, let's see, I was wondering about like an overlay district for near grocery stores or businesses where if the person, accessory dwelling unit, but written in a way where the owner of the house that would be having the accessory dwelling unit would have to live in the house for, you know, over 50% of the year. That way you don't have absentee landlords, but you increase housing. So this would be like automatically available as an overlay near businesses where people could walk to work, or grocery stores or stuff like that. So it would increase density without changing the character of the neighborhoods where those specific accessory dwelling units would be available, because of the requirement that the owner be there. So it helps offset what you might get with units with absentee landlords. Just a couple of real quick things. Miami County has, according to what I quickly looked up, which may not be accurate, it has 64,200 people between the ages of 18 and 65, removing people, 1% that might be undocumented, and 5,450 people with disabilities, assuming that none of them work, which is not exactly a reality, but so we've got approximately 58,108 working age people in Troy, or in Miami County, sorry. But there are only 54,600 total jobs that exist. That leaves 3,508 people looking for jobs. I mean, the numbers are there. So if people are already struggling, there's people already working, and some of those jobs might be part-time, so some taken up by multiple people. and I don't see any surrounding communities doing any better. It's just numbers, and I don't want to criminalize people that are already having a hard time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
Just a couple of follow-ups. So you mentioned the jobs, I don't know that you called it a jobs audit, but just to clarify, we did a bunch of incentive programs tonight, the revolving loans for businesses that want to expand. And each one of those applications, they don't do averaging, so they don't include the manager on down. So it doesn't inflate the numbers. We require them to report, and there are requirements that they have to add specific jobs, and they have to tell us what those jobs are. So, as long as they're telling us the correct hourly rate for that position, oh, I can't believe she's here. No, I'm just kidding. So that's the jobs item. The housing audit, there have been actually a couple of housing audits done. One that was done by the county, countywide for each community. I want to say it was done 3 years ago now, through a Troy Foundation supported grant. We'll try to find that. Maybe we can put that online. The other one is in discussing some of the having some outreach with the director of Metro Housing, the county Metro Housing. I know that they have a report on housing and what's there and what's needed and what are the gaps. So we can dig that up as well and put that online and provide it to the committee for the pending meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And
Mr. President?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I do know in the UDC too, on the proposed UDC, there's a section on micro units as well to try to help with this. I have not dove into that section, but I know that is something that we are working on as well.
You can just come on around, just make a U-turn.
It's around easier.
Roundabout.
Roundabout. They work.
Anyone else in the audience have any comments before we close shop this evening? Okay, seeing none, our next council meeting, again, as I indicated, was the 17th, I believe it was?
Yes.
Yes. And we'll see you all then at 7 o'clock. Our meeting is adjourned.
Oh, 34.